Welcome to Vibrant Numerals. So this is not my usual time of recording, so I apologize if there's a lot of background noise. But this video needs to be made and needs to come out. There's some kind of huge vibrational movement that is happening right now that I want to make everybody aware of so you can take full advantage in whatever positive ways you want to. I'm Elizabeth, and I help spiritual practitioners and number enthusiasts apply numerology to their practice and to their everyday life. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and share. So I'm sure many of you are feeling how I'm feeling, where it feels like there's a sense of urgency. These vibrations are moving very quickly and fast. In my body, it sometimes feels like anxiety, and I have to remind myself that it's just the vibrational movements, and I just need to tap in and understand what's happening so that I can move with that flow. And then I don't have to be worried or paranoid or anxious even. So I would offer to that to all of you. So I want to give a reminder first of how these vibrational tapestries work. I have another video that I made a couple months ago, but what is happening is in these vibrational planes, there's layers of vibration. And the vibrations are the closest to the surface for us. Those I like to call the attention message. Those are the vibrations that we get. So it's when we see a number repeating, when we hear the same theme that's kind of happening in different spaces. It's when there's like a consistent pattern. That catches our attention but isn't real like mind blowing. That's the attention message. But right underneath that, if you can tap into that attention message, now you'll be able to get what the importance of that message is, either through the same vibration or through a different vibration. So when you get those attention messages through vibration, it's important to then tap in so you can get the importance of that message. You can dig in deeper, and then you will get, once you understand the importance message, then you get the action that's to be taken. So we have to calm ourselves down and make sure that we are tapped in before we take action. If we take action at that attention or that importance message, we most likely are going to get it wrong, because the action doesn't tend to be what we would expect it to be or what our minds make it to be. And then once we take the action, then the outcome appears. Um, and this is also how we can tap into these vibrational flows, is we can find any place within this message so we can see the importance of the message and be able to tap in and really understand what action needs to be taken to go. These energies that I'm going to talk about have been building up for quite a while now. I've been talking about them here and there a little bit, but they are exploding right now. And they are very big. I think a lot of it has to do with yesterday was the second 7/7 portal for July. And 7 really is about action and flow. So this is our month to be jumping in these flows. We also today have a last quarter moon in Aries, where this last quarter moon is pulling from the new moon that was in 2023, which was an eclipse that was also in Aries. And so I think it was April 2023. So it's pulling this energy. And so now we have not just the energy of today, but we have the energy from 2023 all the way through 2024 getting pulled into this moment. And last quarter moon is when these are endings of cycles. We're in a 9-year. So all of these endings are going to feel very big. We also have Saturn and Neptune that just recently moved into Aries. And so this is a lot of Aries energy. They're going to be exact conjunct pretty soon. And then we also are just moving into retrograde season and eclipse season, which is really requiring us to feel the vibrations internally. So that's probably why a lot of us are now feeling it inside our bodies, where we were seeing it outside and it was like, oh, the world's going crazy. But now it's turned inside and we're feeling it in our bodies, and it can come across as anxiety or paranoia or feeling nervous or excited, even. But we need to direct that energy so that we can make it work for us. Um, and so I want to talk about these vibrations in that way of how can we use them to jump into the vibrational flow and be able to use them. So all vibration is neutral. I say this all the time. All vibration is neutral. It's not positive or negative. You can have the same vibration be representing something that we perceive as positive or perceive as negative. For example, the vibration of 30 is both hope or both peace, the word peace, and the word fear. So we can experience the vibration of 30 in both of those ways, as something peaceful, as peace, or as fear. And so we need to remember that as these vibrations are coming in, we're going to see them very specific to us and our perspective. So stay in that pocket of vibration that you're in. So if you are an astrologer, look for these vibrations in the astrology and in the progressed and transiting astrology that's coming up. I'm sure you've probably already seen them, and it's now building up to this moment. If you're a tarot reader, look for these vibrations in the cards that are coming up and in the placement of these cards. How are these vibrations coming to mind? If you are in music, especially hip hop music is very activated right now at this moment. But if you're seeing and feeling these numbers, if you're looking at number of subscribers or stats, or and we'll talk about those statistics. We don't won't get into that. But if you just see these vibrations in any of those places, that's where you want to be. You want to make sure that you're encountering these vibrations in your world from your perspective, because that's going to be the best entry point. And so what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of these 2-digit and 3-digit duplicate numbers that are creating this very, very fast momentum of vibration, very, very fast moving energy. So it's speeding up the speed of this vibrational river. And then we have it's almost like it's the two sides of the river, the two banks. And on one side, it's this 98 and 198 together. And on the other side, it's all of these numbers that are adding up to 11. Um, but it seems like the rapids are going faster. So those are our attention messages. So whenever you see these double numbers, those are to get your attention that a message is coming through. It's like a breaking news alert. So you pay attention to those, but those aren't the message. You need to tap into them, pay attention to what you're thinking, feeling, what's being discussed, what's happening around you when you see those attention numbers. That's when you'll get that next piece of the message, which is the importance. And then once you understand the importance of that message, and that could either be in this 98, 198 kind of pocket, or in the 11, numbers that add up to 11, and then you'll get to the action that needs to be taken. So, and it could go either way. So for me, actually, this morning, it's actually started last night, I was seeing more and more and more of these double digit numbers. So, recognize that that was the movement of these vibrations coming on very quickly. I started seeing more of these 198 vibrations in the themes that were being said. And then the action that needed to be taken is make this video, and that came in the form of these 11s. But let me show you what I mean a little bit more. So because these vibrations, we interpret them and we see them and we feel them all in our own way. Most people see and feel them through different words or themes that they're seeing. Um, Whereas I see them as numbers. And then there's a lot of people that might get that attention message through a number, but then start getting it through words. That can happen as well. And this is really where you have to really listen to your intuition and in the area of your expertise. If you are an expert in that area, you know if it's breaking news. So make sure that you keep that confidence in yourself. So some of these double numbers, if there's themes of hope, that's 44. If there's karmic themes where a lot of people around you, or even in your head, you're getting a lot of thoughts about karma and karmic reactions, anything about freedom, karmic is 55, freedom is 66, anything about power, also anything about ascension, these are right in that space with those double number vibrations. So you could be seeing a double number, you could be seeing these themes. And a lot of times we just stay here on the surface. I would invite you to take a moment and dig deeper. It's time to dig deeper to understand these vibrations even more, because that's how we get into this flow and how we can then use it to manifest for ourselves. So don't stop just at the breaking news announcement, because then when you get down, like 98 is like big miracles. So if you are seeing like a theme of like hope, and then you explore that more of like, oh, where is hope coming up? And you see that it's coming up around these big miracles that are happening. Okay, that's the importance of this hope message, is these big miracles. Or on the music side, this is what actually I've been seeing a lot, is people being activated, um, and not in a positive or negative way. It's actually been both, by the music that they're listening to. Like you, I can't say you because I don't know how many of you can see how I see, but what I see is when there are people listening to music, um, I can actually see when it goes into them deep enough where they get a visceral effect, where it's not just the dancing and feeling good, but it's going in and it's actually causing them to feel more, and want to apply it to their life. Those are those music activations. I'm seeing a lot of themes of, well, this music is now activating and this is not, and what are the differences between. Now, this is where we're seeing what the importance is. And those could have started with some kind of message of ascension, or some kind of message about power and the freedom to create. And then coming into those music activations. And then coming into like, there's so many numbers right now. I probably have to do a whole video on it, of these numbers that are adding up to 11, where it's like the duality of our world is being put right in our face with these vibrations of 11, and we're supposed to be working through them to be able to actually get to a 2. We're not supposed to be balancing or riding the fence in between these vibrations anymore. No more balancing. It's time to come to a 2, create something new out of the 2 extremes. And but these can be seen in words or in themes of like manifestation. What are you manifesting? There's been a lot of talk about vibration is shifting in a lot of different areas. I've seen people talking about Earth's vibration shifting, or the astrology that's happening is causing shifts. Also, vibrational shifts in music have been a big, huge theme. That's an 11. That's an 11 that is happening. And so that's now taking the action of recognizing that that shift is happening, and so you shifting also. The other big one that I've been seeing today is a lot about these themes of 236 around trusting yourself. So taking the action to be able to trust yourself. But also this Iceland volcanic activity. I am not an expert, but there's something definitely going on there vibrationally. It's drawing out a huge message from the earth. And if I know more or I get more, I will certainly share it. But this is what we want to be paying attention to with these vibrations. There is something huge in this vibration because there's so much of it and it's moving so quickly. And it's twofold. There's big, huge things that are going to happen whether we want them to or not. So we need to pay attention to that and recognize which are attached to these vibrations. But also, we could create big, huge things right now for ourselves and in our specific areas of expertise by jumping into this vibrational pocket and using this flow to manifest and create. So I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, or if you have any questions. I really hope that this video has been helpful and that you're able to take full advantage of this big sweeping vibrational energy, even if it's just reporting what is happening and being prepared for big things happening. Enjoy the flow. Make it as positive for yourself as possible. In the comments below, leave me questions, comments. How are you experiencing this? Make sure to like, subscribe, and share, and hit the notification bell so you can get my next video. Bye!